Classification and measurement is all about when to measure financial assets at cost or fair value, and for assets that are measured at fair value, whether the changes in fair value get recognized directly in profit and loss or in other comprehensive income. Note that I say financial assets because although we have to classify and measure financial liabilities too, those requirements are, broadly speaking, the same as they currently are. That said, there are two areas where there have been changes in the accounting for financial liabilities under IFRS 9. One, if you've designated a financial liability at fair value through profit or loss, and two, if you've modified a financial liability that's carried at amortized cost. Outside of financial institutions, it's fairly rare that entities would designate financial liabilities at fair value, but they may have modifications, like term extensions, changes to credit limits, interest rates, and so on. Under the existing IFRS, the difference in cash flows resulting from a modification are usually amortized over the remaining term. Recently, the IASB confirmed that under IFRS 9, entities instead will now need to record these differences through net income at the time of the modification. If you have or expect to modify financial liabilities, check out our in-brief for more. Remember that one of the board's objectives was to simplify the accounting requirements, and classification and measurement of financial assets is one of the areas where that's the case. As we'll see, not only were they trying to simplify, but they also wanted to align the accounting with how the assets were actually being managed. I tend to think of financial assets as three basic types: loans and receivables, equity investments, like common shares of public companies, and derivatives. Derivatives are easy. They're required to be at fair value through P&L. Always have been, always will be. How we classify and measure the other two types, loans and receivables and equity investments, has changed dramatically. Watch the next two videos to understand how.